Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
Look at us.
Hey.
The hater said we couldn't do it.
I would love to know. I would love to have haters.
Listen, I don't look at the podcast reviews anymore. I used to.
No.
But I had a really bad problem with it, so I stopped years ago. But also thank you to everyone who writes them. I'm sure they're all very nice. I just have a problem. But I remember back in the day, we got reviews being like, they laugh too much. So I think they have
too much fun.
That's our biggest hater, I think, is the person who's like, they're having too much fun. I just want the content. I don't want you guys joking around.
I want a serious review show.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
So sorry.
I want them to have fun.
Sorry to that man.
They need to match the tone of the world right now.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But also, can you imagine a Twilight review show a la NPR?
Right, like
where we just have to talk
fully serious. Like, what if I was like Michael Barbaroing this situation? Could you imagine?
Fuck.
Like, that'd be terrible. That'd be terrible radio.
Now imagine the Barbar the elephant.
Okay, now that's more the energy I'm trying to convey.
Yeah.
I want to be Barbar adjacent in all aspects of my life. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, same. I just want to be an elephant spiritually.
Yeah.
And mentally.
Completely. Yeah.
Yeah. I stopped looking at our podcast reviews about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I stopped using Apple Podcasts.
No, that's fair.
That's fair. And they got confusing to look at otherwise.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was the main hater, was like, they talk a lot.
Right.
And I'm sorry, what did you think podcasts are for?
Right, welcome to podcast. You signed up for this, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, you clicked through and listened to it.
Yeah.
And also, fuck you. Some people fall asleep to our show.
Yeah, I'm going to release an episode that's just dead air for an hour. Just for that.
Maybe that's what our 300th episode is. It's just ASMR.
Yeah, just a treat. We finally actually lean into the bit and do ASMR.
Right. I'm afraid of what that would be, though. I'm afraid too many people would like it.
Yeah, and then it'd be too successful. We'd have to be
right,
ASMR
and then we'd
influencers.
make too much money.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm afraid, actually, that it would be too relaxing and I would fall asleep mid-episode.
Yeah, mid-recording, for sure. Be so soothed.
So, hello. Welcome to Into the Twilight.
Hey.
We have haters.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. They're not still here. That'd be wild.
No, they're going into year 6 and they still are hating.
Yeah, and honestly, I respect the grift, you know?
That just seems like a lot of effort that I don't have energy to give to things.
That's fair.
Hey. Hi.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. Hey, it's been a while. Could you give me a nice little weather report?
A weather report?
From the Midwest?
The weather is...
How are things?
Fine. It's colder, but not like winter cold yet.
Is it like jacket weather?
It's like a nice light jacket weather.
How is that? Do you like it?
It's good. I will say I haven't really been able to experience that much because I've been inside because, guess who got the Newtons this week?
Oh shit, dude.
It's me.
Damn, fuck NYC.
Yeah, for real. Listen, I knew the risk assessments of stuff that was going in there. Whatever. I took a risk and I'm relatively lucky in that I'm fine. I'm at the tail end of it. I feel like pretty much almost back to normal. But I was horizontal for most of this week. Just drinking electrolytes.
That's really scary.
But I'm okay. Everything's fine. But I will say something has brought me joy this week.
Please. What is it?
The Amazing Race is back, baby. Okay?
Fuck. Yes. Really?
Yes. Yes. Because we were so distracted by like, ooh, Survivor is back. We didn't even consider the other CBS things that happen at the same time. Like at least the same like weekly schedule, right?
Well, sure, yeah. Survivor's on an island.
Right. So I'm thinking
They travel once.
right, exactly.
They are not the Harlem Globetrotters.
No. And so I was like, oh shit, here we go. Let's go. So we've been catching up since we're a little behind. And it is very fun. I will say there is a couple that was on not this most recent season of Big Brother, but the season before, who were like on Big Brother together, and then after the show ended up dating, and now they're on The Amazing Race as a dating couple, and they're very cute, and I'm very obsessed with them.
Oh, I love the Big Brother to Amazing Race pipeline.
It's so beautiful, especially now that I watch Big Brother. I'm like, oh my god, and my friends, I know them. Like, I remember you. It's like a reunion. I'm so excited. But there is one couple that has stolen my heart, taken me away, taken me on a real trip. They are a married couple. The dude is 5'7". The wife?
Shark King.
6'2". And it's delicious.
Sign me
It's
up.
so cute. And they like actually make it seem like they're like literally a foot apart when they're not. Like they very much like make it more wild than it is. But it's a very cute height difference. And every time they're like doing like dancing challenges and like the guy is playing like the guy part in dance because heteronormativity, it's very good because he's just like twirling her around and she's very tall and I would die for them. I would lay my life on the line for them. I want to see them do all the stunts together. I want to see them do everything. This season is just really good because every couple except for like one or two has impeccable vibes, which is hard.
That's rare.
It's very rare in The Amazing Race. A lot of them are stinkers, I feel like.
That's true.
But a lot of them, I'm like, oh, I actually like watching you, and you have like a good rapport, and you're not like in an abusive relationship with each other, or like testing out a relationship for the first time on The Amazing Race. Like there's,
Such a bad
which happens all the
idea.
time.
No one is at their best selves traveling and doing stunts. In the way that The Amazing Race is, the idea that you would test out a relationship that way feels like a crime.
Yeah, it's definitely a rookie mistake, a bad move. I'm sure has ended many relationships.
Oh, yeah.
But this is like a very good like roster of people that I'm very impressed by. So highly recommend. It's a good time so far.
That is good to know, especially because I think Amazing Race is one of the only remaining shows on Hulu that has not made the jump yet.
Right.
To Discovery.
To exclusively, Discovery. Yeah, for sure. It's still there. We've been watching it on Hulu, so it is a good time.
For some reason, Hulu has its clutches on the remaining CBS
right.
show.
You're like, if you want to do exclusive seasons, we are gripping onto this. This is all we have.
Oh, that's so good. Because I feel like earlier this year, I watched the most recent completed Amazing Race season, which is one of my favorite things they do, which is like a third of the cast this season is Big Brother.
Right.
A third is Survivor and a third is Amazing Race. Yeah. And they throw them all together.
Yeah. It's like have
and
fun.
that is one of my favorite things that they do.
Yeah. I love a little reunion, okay? And like CBS has so many hits, of charming folks. So like get them all in there. I want to see them.
I just want to see like the off-season group text between these people.
Right, exactly.
They've got to be nasty.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that is my happy thing. How are you doing, my friend?
I am doing okay. I am being racked with climate change weather right now.
Love that for you.
I desperately need fall right now. And it is no joke. We're halfway through October when we are recording this.
Yeah.
It is going to be 80 degrees today.
That's no good.
In Western Washington, my friends.
That doesn't seem correct.
And it is, we have a like level red Smokey the Bear fire advisory today. Yeah. All the air is smoky.
Yeah.
Y'all who don't live here might not realize this. That is not normal here. It is usually very rainy and like 50 by now.
Yeah.
And need it. My bones need it.
Yeah, please.
I'm so tired of the sun. I hate it. I'm so mad at it.
Go away.
And mainly just because I can't even open my windows to get fresh air.
Yeah.
So if it was like right now, it's October, and you might be like, oh, it's dry, sweet, let's go to the pumpkin patch. But all of the air you can't breathe it.
Yeah. So not great, you know.
So not
ideal
not
for living, you know.
not the good kind of like, ooh, late fall Christian girl autumn kind of life. Anyways, I'm grumpy because I just want to watch dark shows and it's sunny out and I'm pissed.
Yeah, I'm furious. I'm just imagining you like shaking your fist at the sun every day, like that guy from The Simpsons.
Literally, I'm just like angry at clouds. And sure, I'll regret it in a month or whatever, but like, I just want my normal weather back.
Yeah.
My happy thing though, this week, since I can't go outside.
Yeah.
And I can't watch my usual spoopy shows because they're all visually dark, is I have resorted to my usual coping mechanism of looking at Zillow.
Yeah. It's
specifically
so huge.
looking at unattainable homes.
Yeah.
On Zillow. Not things that it's like, oh, maybe someday. Specifically stuff that I know I will never be able to afford.
Yeah.
And that is something that is not... Listen, they've made SNL skits about this. I know it's not cool and trendy and fun to talk about this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest about... There are worse coping mechanisms than looking at $14 million mansions in islands.
Yeah. Some consider this a very respectable and mature coping mechanism.
And just being like, you built this compound on an island near Vancouver, and it's so ugly. Why did you spend this much money and it's so ugly?
Yeah.
And why do you have like yurts in your backyard?
What people choose to do with the interiors of their multi-million-dollar properties and take photos to post on Zillow is truly like, that's the version of Architectural Digest that I want. I want the people,
the bad ones.
I want the people behind the Zillow nightmares to be like, and here's my zebra themed living room with somehow a hole in the middle that's just for you to sit in lower than the rest of the room. I want to know what went through that. I want a walking tour of that on Zillow.com.
Yes. Listen, we see all the Architectural Digest of like Ember Chamberlain's kitchen. We know all the good stuff. Right. I want the year in review. Yeah. Like, I want it sent to my home full color, like the fucking Amazon toy thing that they sent to my home this year that I didn't ask for.
Yeah.
I want the bad stuff printed out and sent to my home of like, here's the worst stuff that we rounded up and found.
Yeah.
Here's what's not to do.
Could you imagine if Zillow did like a Spotify Wrapped that was like, here's every property that you hyperfixated on over the last 12 months?
I want that really bad, but also I would never use it again.
No, yeah, it's so embarrassing.
That would be the only Wrapped I ever see. Yeah. It'd be like, hey, this has been sold for a really long time and you keep looking at it. Why?
Yeah.
You can just screenshot these photos.
Right.
You don't have to... At some point, they're going to implement a thing where, like, the owners of the home can see when people look at it.
Yes. Oh my God.
And I'm going to move to the forest and never...
They should just have like a pop-up at the top of every time you refresh a page and be like, hey, you know you're not going to be able to afford property in your lifetime, right? Like, you know that. We know that. Home ownership in the last 12 months, even just in general, but especially now, sorry, bud, you're out. You can't.
And that's why, like... That's why they need a browsing function that's like, oh, this is just for funsies.
Yeah.
Like, please don't email me afterwards. Like, I know that I had to accept the cookies on this or whatever.
Yeah.
Please don't email me afterwards being like, hey, we found homes related to this that we think that you'll like, and they're $30 million. Like, no, I'm just trying to cope with things that are out of my control.
I'm just having a laugh, okay? Can I just...
And this is the only home that I could find that had a solarium and a courtyard and a spiral staircase in this area, and it happened to be $25 million. So back the fuck off, and please don't send me any related homes. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'll never be able to afford this unless I marry someone who's rich and close to dying.
Yeah.
But also, hey, if you're rich and someone close to dying, my DMs are open.
Yeah, into the Twilight Show at gmail.com if you are an eligible bachelor.
As we've said before, I can be bought. So
yeah. Oh my god.
Anyways, it's there are worse things.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just need to dream.
Yeah.
Absolutely. About owning property.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You gotta just really reach out really hard.
Just about being able to have a fucking home, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, in lighter news, we have some movie news.
We do.
For you. Written by Nick Kroll's brother, Justin Kroll.
Thank you. Friend of the family.
And published, friend of the family, and published on Deadline this past week. Have you... Okay.
How do you say his name? I'm not gonna... I have no idea.
So, y'all have heard of Agatha Christie.
Yeah. Y'all heard of her.
There's a...
You know her.
Y'all... Friend of the family. There's an adaptation coming out for 20th Century of A Haunting in Venice.
Yeah.
Fucking Kenneth Branagh is just pulled names out of a hat. Hunger Games style.
Yeah.
For this ensemble cast. And I'm looking at all of these faces, wondering, Kenneth, why?
Kenneth, for why? The reason why this is pertinent to us news is that we have our boy Jamie Dornan up in here.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, and also Agatha Christie.
And also, right, she's also our girl. We know. Listen. But especially relevant. But there's some other choices here.
Friend of the family, Michelle.
Yeah, Michelle Yeoh, yeah, sure. Our deep and personal close friend.
The woman who haunts my nightmares, Tina Fey.
Yes. Yes, has a firm grip. She's my sleep paralysis demon, actually.
Honest to God.
Yeah.
And then a lot of creepy children, which you do need for an Agatha Christie adaptation.
Yes.
I'm nervous.
I'm scared. And also, can I just run through a bit of this man's filmography for a little bit? Previously directed of Belfast, so that is the Jamie Dornan connection. So he was like, I see you. Let's do another one, for sure.
Right.
Did another Agatha Christie adaptation of the Murder on the Orient Express. I don't like saying that, but you know the one.
Yeah.
Fucking Death on the Nile.
Death
Everyone's
on the Nile?
favorite.
Another Jamie Dornan, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my god, is he in that movie? Ugh,
I'm gonna
no way we have to watch this
producer.
movie, right? I don't want to see Mr. Cannibal in anything. But yes, Death of the Nile.
Why did I think that he was in Death of the Nile? Was it just because of Gal Gadot? I swear I thought that he was in that.
Yeah.
Maybe he got pulled out of it.
Maybe he saw the writing on the wall and was like, actually I'm out. Which good for him.
Can't. I need to remove myself from Kenneth.
Yeah.
Okay, no, he's not. It's just Gal Gadot.
Okay.
Also, Russell Brand is in Death of the Nile.
What? How does this movie get more cancelable by the second? What?
I'm confused.
Oh, God. Yeah, and then also the live-action Cinderella and the first Thor movie. What is this man's deal?
The fuck?
Who does he have
What
dirt
blackmail
on?
does this... Right. The first thing that comes up when I type in his name is Kenneth Branagh age, and he's 61.
Okay, well, hey.
Also, he's been knighted. He's a sir.
Whoa, sorry, Sir Kenneth. My apologies. Fuck.
Do you think that he requires people around him to call... Like, do you think his family, when he was a kid, called him Ken? And he's like, actually, it's Kenneth.
It's actually Kenneth.
Like,
also, he's a fucking Christopher Nolan bro.
He was in Tenet.
He was in Tenet and Dunkirk.
This guy's bad.
The vibes... I don't like him. I'm really scared.
Oh my god. He was Gilderoy Lockhart.
Stop.
No, I can't, actually. Yeah, this guy's bad.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Not only is it Gilderoy Lockhart, but he's obsessed with Agatha Christie, which on its own is kind of like a yellow flag.
Sure.
But he's also obsessed with adaptations of Shakespeare.
Right.
Those plus Nolan, red flag.
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy's a red flag.
This is the most bro-y bro I've ever seen.
Yeah. So nervous about this movie.
But I do like the idea of Jamie specifically in like an Agatha Christie adaptation. Like I think he has a face for a murder mystery. You know? like that's kind of his vibe. I feel like I would like to see him in it, but I'm scared about everything. I want to see him in
more like thriller stuff, and he's done that kind of stuff before. Yeah. I think that he does well in those kinds of things. Mm-hmm. I'm nervous, but I do want to know more as we move forward.
Yeah, interesting.
God, I'm nervous. The last bit of news here is not necessarily news, but I did just want to update you all that we provided Kieran Moore's Twitter account last week, Mr. Dimitri.
Yes.
We do now know that Miss Lissa, aka Daniela, has a Twitter account that she uses and is very active on.
Yes.
Tweets a lot about Vampire Academy, and I think that it's very pure. It's less like less Dimitri of like, I'm gonna show my fucking arms and stuff, and it's more I don't know, I think it's very innocent.
Yeah, she's doing like little Easter egg kind of stuff, which I love.
Yeah,
she's being like doing the fan servicey kind of stuff, but not in a way that's like, here's my whole body. Here's just like little treats because people are invested.
There was this like photo dump that she posted a couple days ago of some photos I think her best friend took. Mm. And it was like her in this cute like satin green dress in like a field. Mm-hmm. And she was like, OMG, found these old pics that was so Lissa in her folklore era. And I just think that that's very, very aligned with the demo that she's trying to reach.
Yeah.
And it's just cute. It's just cute. It's clear that none of these people have had social media training.
Right.
But it's good. It's not like, oh no.
Right, exactly. I'm not
take them away.
They're very, very innocent. Oh yeah, these photos are really cute.
Yeah. So I just think that I'm continued to be impressed with this cast. And that is very good.
Yeah.
And I'm still nervous that something bad's going to happen. I'm going to have to be like, okay, Cody, delete all of these episodes.
Yeah, please don't say anything bad while we're defending you and loving you.
But they are, right now, very sweet and kind, yes, which I appreciate a lot.
I'm a big fan.
When we spoke last,
yes,
episode 2, Lissa was struggling.
Yes.
In her gambling ceremony, mm-hmm, where she chose fire, aka had fire chosen for her.
Right. Because Christian was waiting in the wings. Yeah.
The girls discovered the bond, but they don't know it's a bond yet.
Yes.
And there was a little thing, but we don't know what it is, between Mia and Meredith.
Yes.
And there's also a thing between Sonia and Guardian Tanner.
Mm-hmm.
That was more of a thing.
Yes.
And that's what we missed on Glee.
That's what we missed on Glee. This episode was wild.
Oh, that's right. Because last time, Jesse was still being an asshole. He was
Yes.
going outside the gates.
Yeah.
And it ended with the Strigoi attack, but we didn't know where that was happening.
Right. And that's a key difference. One of the first key differences of this episode is that we were kind of stressing that, like, if that's the main attack on the school, where
We're
are we
fucked.
gonna go? Like, how do we build
Right.
from this, right? Turns out it wasn't. They thought about that. It was at another school.
Right.
Which, interesting. Love to, like, add a little, vampire camaraderie schools to the fold here. I love that.
Maybe it was Adrian's. I don't remember the name of Adrian's school.
Yeah, so it could be, for sure.
There's a lot of differences this episode.
Yeah, this is the most,
the
I
book.
think, really diverting from the source material here, in a way I think is interesting.
Agreed.
So yeah, this attack happens. Everyone's like, "Oh shit, we got to make sure our stuff is locked and loaded, baby."
Right.
And one of the ways they do that, which I wasn't really anticipating, because like in the books and stuff, they obviously, like, the way that Hampir is made is very specific of, like, you have one Moroi and one Hampir and one Guardian, whatever, and then boom, 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 we got it. I didn't think they were gonna.
We got the Punnett Square.
Right, we
I
have the
remember
Punnett
that.
Square. Yes, we do biology. we got the whole thing.
Right.
And with how, like, modernized and, like, kind of more feministy this sort of adaptation is, I wasn't expecting them to do full like birth pressuring.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they really went hard on, like, the, hey, you guys should be having sex for sure, and making
And, like,
Guardian.
legally, like, mandating it.
Yeah, I was not expecting that to be fully part of the oeuvre here. I was like, oh, okay, we're going there. All right.
Can we talk about that Census Bureau dude and his fit?
Oh my god, just incredible vibes.
Just the absolute, like, tall-ass hat.
Yeah.
And him with that abacus.
He was stunted.
Being like...
He was ready to roll. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it was... I thought that was a really interesting way of visualizing what was, like, a lot of the plot in the book.
Yeah.
They just took, like, essentially a ton of the book and we're like, actually, we're just going to make this a lot clearer for you.
Yeah.
Here's our 12 families. We're not doing great.
Right.
The Strigoi are wiping us off the map.
Yeah.
I wonder if the school attack here is supposed to be the house attack in Idaho.
Right. That makes sense. Because that's, like, the first time we get, like, the worriness of it. Of being like,
Yeah.
ooh, but it makes sense of, like, happening in, like, a neighboring school. I think it's called St. Jude's or something.
Yeah.
It makes more sense, I think, visually, of being like, oh, yes, someone else with similar vibes, like, or situations as us are getting attacked.
Like, the only Beatles song I know, and it was stuck in my head the whole fucking episode.
Say Jude.
Literally, that's exactly what I was doing. Anyways, so, and I also, okay, so the house attack, I think it was in Idaho. I honestly don't remember.
Yeah, time is fake.
It's all weird. That really did, like, set the fear, right?
Yeah.
But that was also such a huge point because Rose, that was, like, her first time off campus being, like, a capital G guardian, right?
Yeah.
But I also, they changed a lot of Christian's story in this episode.
Yeah. Like, major.
And took a lot of, like, Lissa's shit, like a lot of her trauma, and we're like, actually, let's give that to Christian
what
instead.
if it's mine, actually, now?
Right. What if it's for the boys?
Yeah.
I don't know if I hate it.
Yeah.
But it's weird, given that we have Mia, Mia shows in this episode that she can be a bitch because that's Mia.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
that's her whole character.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna show, I don't know. It's just weird to me. Especially since I think it was pretty early on in the episode when they have the priest who, her standing in front of those faceless masks again.
Oh my God.
I hate those.
Ooh, yeah.
They scared the shit out of me. I don't like them.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they're showing a little bit more of the church because that was such an integral part of the books.
Yeah.
It's just weird that to me that Lissa was like explaining the bond to Christian and she doesn't know it yet.
Right.
It's just the timing of this is so odd.
Yeah, it's very wacky. And then like Christian like going into the library being like, I'm gonna find out what's wrong. Like what's going on here. Rather than like, you know, Rose hitting the books or whatever. But I think that's interesting too of like obviously a lot of this stuff that usually was Lissa's being put on Christian is interesting because like then where does Lissa's whole thing come in, right? Because like so much of her character early on in the books is like this sense of like feeling like she's losing her mind because of the spirit and not knowing really what it is and like having all these like attacks on her and like the animals and all that kind of stuff and like that's like a huge part of like her internal like feelings and conflict,
right?
And to have that be Christians now feels like where does Lissa go to like actually have some sort of spiral or some sort of moment outside of just like the pressures of like the whole politics and everything. So it's like not enough and it's not like as debilitating, I guess, as like the internal mind stuff that was really, really bad for her in the beginning.
I agree. I think that one of the takeaways this episode for me is that it felt like they're trying to make Lissa more of a flat character.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, one of the negatives of this being a third person story rather than it being told from Rose's perspective because when we got it from Rose, we felt how Lissa was feeling, even when Lissa wasn't telling what was happening.
Yeah.
And if we're going to get sent the notes and the body parts, which I didn't think they were going to do in this show.
Yeah, me either.
But they're going to Christian and not to Lissa.
Right, which is huge.
Because she hasn't even done the reviving of birds yet. Then what is her whole thing? Like, how is she going to be developing? It was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyways, one thing I will say is one of the benefits of this episode was getting more of Rose and Christian together.
Yes, they were so good. I missed that relationship so bad.
Her being like, what do you... her walking in... I think actually it was Christian. When she walks into the library and he's like, what do you want with a library? It was just like, I missed this.
Yeah, when Christian gets his one-liners in, they're good. I just want more of them.
It's... it was so important to me.
Also, crucial thing here, Christian, is that his Strigoi parents still here. Still alive.
Still here. And like...
And orchestrated the attack.
A major part
on the other school.
of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's...
Which was very much not a thing in the books.
Yeah. So that's fun. That's a fun little twist.
One of the things I noticed during this episode too with Lissa, and I think this has more to do with the actress, is I felt like she was slipping into a Canadian accent sometimes.
Yeah.
And it like took me out.
Yeah. It was a little inconsistent
sometimes.
This episode. For sure.
Yeah. But that's fine. One of my favorite parts of this episode was finally getting to see Janine.
God, yes.
And specifically Rose interacting with Janine.
Yeah.
And her, like, being the first one to sit down in front of her mom. Like, side-eyeing her mom the entire time.
Yeah.
It was just so good.
Yeah.
Like, the actress who's playing Rose, I feel like she's read the books. Like, she gets it.
And the one playing Janine is perfect. Like, she's Janine.
So good.
She is like the exact, like, you know, distant mother figure that just cares about the job situation, has a terrible relationship with her daughter. Like, she is excellent. And their whole dynamic together is really good.
She was very clear that it was like, I am here for my job. I'm doing my job. Right. I'm not going to treat you any different than any of the other students here. And there was a part, too, where I think Rose was talking to Lissa, and she was, like, going off on Lissa, being like, she didn't come here to, like, check on me and make sure if I'm safe. She's just here to do her job. Yeah. And it was just so clear that Rose is trying to be detached, and she can't do it.
Yeah.
It's so...
just delicious.
It's so good. I know we had talked about this last week. Did you also scream when you saw Eddie?
Okay, yes. I was like, finally, our boy. I'm excited. I'm thrilled. Because I thought for a while we were like, what if he's just not... what if he's just not relevant enough for this? But no, we persisted. We persevered. We got it.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I can't
wait. And he looks honestly kind of like what Mason was described like in the books.
Yeah.
Of just being like a fucking golden retriever.
Yeah, just like a puppy dog guy. I love it. I want more.
And I'm so... looking at him broke my heart. But that's exactly what it's supposed to do. And now I'm very curious what Meredith... like, what her whole deal is.
Right.
But I'm intrigued.
Also, like, the Meredith-Mia thing...
Okay, listen.
It feels gay, right? It's not just me.
It's so gay.
Okay. Because I'm like, they're not going to make Rose and Lissa gay. Because, like, whatever. I get it. There's other things going on. But them?
Outside the bar? Are you kidding me?
I think if we're going to do any gay stuff in here, it's going to be them. Because they are, like, their whole relationship is so interesting. Because they have this, like, you know, party, I guess. Or not party, it's a death watch. It's not a party.
It's not. I mean, wakes can be, I mean, it's a celebration, right? Like, they're honoring the dead.
Right, exactly. It's not, party is maybe not the right word, but but they have this thing that's like, oh, royals only, to honor whatever, and has this moment of like, ooh, why is this only for royals? Why can't it just be all Mariah? Because obviously, like, Mia's like, hey, I want to be where the people are, to some extent.
And she was like, duh, Lissa, I'm not royal. I can't go.
Right, like, why are you even trying to, like, give me a mask? I can't go. Everyone knows I'm not royal, okay? I get it.
Right.
And, like, that whole interaction with, like, Mia and Meredith is just, like, so delicious. She's, like, wearing this nice little dress because they're, like, allowed to go now, and she's just, like, kind of looking on the side, being like, hey, it is tense. I love it. Delicious. I'm in. Let's go.
Because I think that what they're trying to do, and I think that this made sense in the books, too, was, like, Mia was going after Andre.
Yeah.
Because she needed... I mean, she wanted to, but she needed to have a royal status.
Yes. To
be seen in society.
Right.
And also, we found out later on in the books that Andre was an asshole. So, like, it was more so a relationship out of convenience and not out of, like, actually caring.
Yeah.
So it would make complete sense that once Mia sees someone like Meredith to be like, ooh, like...
wait a minute.
Wait.
Hold on.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. So yeah, I'm very intrigued by that. The idea of what Lissa did before the Death Watch and Victor being like, oh, fuck. Was very interesting to me. Because having to force the Queen's hand was very good.
I was not expecting swears in this. I don't know why I wasn't, but because everything has been so like horny this whole time. But like when he just blatantly said, "You gotta be fucking kidding me," I was like, whoa. Because like Lissa does this thing where she's like, hey, isn't it kind of fucked up that like this is a royals only thing? Like, shouldn't this is supposed to be about all of us? We're all in this together. And like makes the Queen be like, all right, whatever, I'll do it, and like try to make her status situation like more accommodating, I guess. But like, it's so interesting
because it was like the whole thing is that they're trying to honor St. Jude's and the people that died there,
right.
And Lissa's like, not just royals died, and so we should. I think she's like, I think because one of the things they said about why they wear masks is that in death we have one face. And so why would it make sense that only royals go and celebrate the people that died? And so it's very good.
Yeah.
I love it a lot. It's just one of the things that surprised me about all of this is like in the background, we have one Psyhounds are here already.
Yeah. We got them.
Which, and they're very scary.
They're so scary. And apparently bad at their jobs.
The way that they're bad at their jobs, or the Moroi that use them are corrupt, which also wouldn't surprise me.
That's also fair, because it's more like they attack well, but they also don't know when to stop. So oftentimes, like, people who are not Strigoi get caught in the crosshairs, which is not great as a tactic, guys. Like,
it's not a good job there.
Good.
The other thing I did not expect them to keep in this, because they made so many changes, is they kept the blood whore language.
Yeah.
And so Janine mentions this a lot, and they mention it as like going to the commune.
Yeah.
Or like the compound or something. So they try to like use different language, but Jesse is referring to this quite a bit in this episode because he's a nasty little fuck.
Nasty boy.
But they actually say it, which surprised me in this, because I really didn't think they were going to.
Yeah.
But the other thing that's floating around in this that I wasn't expecting was fucking Tatiana.
Yeah, her
is
whole
here.
thing is totally taking this in a totally different direction.
Yeah, and it's different than in the books, but I don't hate it.
No.
The one thing that I really liked in this, though, is like the Death Watch is boring because it's all royals and they all have like a stick in their butt.
It's kind of a snooze fest.
But the Guardian bar is giving like very bottom floor of the Titanic. Yeah. It's just this like dive bar, and even though they throw glass in the fire, which shouldn't, that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
There's so much dancing, and Rose and Dimitri dance together.
Hello.
And he's like, is very good.
Yeah.
And I love that a lot, because everyone seems to be like, let's go, let's do this. And then Rose and Christian are going to meet up later to do crime.
Right. To do espionage crime.
As they should, because that's the two of them.
Yeah.
But Christian gets held up because of Janine, and I think Alberta interrogate him. Mm-hmm. And this was new.
Yeah.
Of them being like, you came from St. Jude's, so that's sus.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
That's suspicious.
And your parents were involved, and they looked at the camera, so you obviously should have been involved.
Yeah, clearly this is a you problem. This is your fault somehow.
And I get that, like, they're trying to recognize finally that he's an outsider.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel as authentic as it was in the books.
No, right, because now it's like shaming based off of like a terrible incident that happened that he has, like, you know, nebulous connections to just by being a son of two people.
Right.
Rather than like full vitriol and like shame over a choice that your parents made and like that carries with you, right? Like now we're just pinning a crime on him for some reason,
right?
Which doesn't carry the same like weight in a weird way. And then he does this like really dramatic like send-off dance with Lissa, which was heartbreaking because they knew they like couldn't be together. Because it's, you know, we saw from last episode, they're like, we really, really shouldn't do this for sure. Definitely not, but also let's kiss. And do it. And then
but also before he does that, he just like isn't really whispering while telling her all this stuff about the spirit.
Yes, right. It's like being like, hey, did some digging, did some learning. I think you
found out about this fifth element. And he's like not even doing it in her ear, but like at this dance is just like full on talking.
Fully out loud, yeah. And it's like, hey, there's another element. I think we should look into it. Because I think it might be you. Anyway, bye forever.
Anyway, bye. God. When she takes her mask off to those tears, I hurt really bad.
I can't.
I was waiting, too, for when the queen was going to get back at Lissa.
Yeah.
And it made sense that it came at the end of this, because it's like, Lissa's already down bad.
Yeah.
We might as well just,
the most antiquated, dusty rules way possible. It's like, oh, we found a law from 4,000 years ago that actually works quite well in this situation that we can get Lissa off our backs.
Right.
And that's
your second cousin died.
Right.
And you're the only person left in your family. So you can't vote.
Yeah. So technically you don't have a quorum of family members. And you can't be a part of this.
So, bye.
Which, like, damn. Really had to pull out the old tomes and shit for that bird. That sucks. And to be like, hey, all your family's dead. Like, get
and
out.
That was like the whole thing at the start of the books, was that she was the only Dragomir left.
Right. Yes.
So why do the whole rigmarole?
Right. A whole song and dance for nothing.
Right.
But now Tatiana's got her eyes on the prize.
Right.
Which, interesting.
Very interesting. Especially because she's very, I like the actress. I like her a lot. Yeah. She's got some spunk ordering a martini in a dive bar. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Another thing that surprised me in this was, so there was something earlier on where Dimitri had his hand on Rose's like knee longer than he needed to. Mm-hmm. I think it was after Janine had like punched Rose straight in her cheekbone.
Yeah.
Just fucking knocked her out. But it was after when they're outside the bar. She's tipsy.
Yeah.
And they're talking about his previous charge who had died. Uh-huh. And they finally talk about the class. But it's optional. It's not required like it was in the books.
Yeah.
Which I didn't think they were going to do. But they did. So I'm going to be very curious about that. Fucking Mason seeing it too.
Yeah.
Interesting choice. So maybe we're finally going to get him like being all brokenhearted and shit.
Yeah. So it's coming. I feel it.
Yeah.
He's got to be down bad at some point.
But it feels more like we're getting, like, more towards the start of the book now with, at the end of this, because the class is starting, Lissa has, like, no reputation.
Yeah.
Victor essentially, like, dies at the end of this.
Yeah. Like, fully gone, girl. And, he's out.
Like, and it almost seems like someone did it to him. Mm-hmm. Is what's kind of implied, because fucking Jesse goes and is like trying to have sex with somebody and they shoo him off like a mosquito. Yeah. And then he sees the Psyhounds go after someone and they kill the monk, and that's apparently a big deal, but we don't know who the monk is.
Right.
I agree.
So true.
So true, bestie. So I'm curious, because this is a 10-episode season, and now next week will be 40% of the way through. And I'm shaking in my boots because I honestly have no idea where this is going anymore. Mm-hmm. Because they're just like, canon, we don't know her.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm definitely very surprised of how things are falling out, but I am intrigued by what's to come.
I agree very much. We have some great patrons to thank. Do you want to start us off?
Absolutely. Thank you to Katie Black.
Ooh, thank you to Kylie Minty.
Pew, pew. Thank you to Alex Dornan.
Ooh, thank you to Mulch Gray.
Mulch. Thank you to Jasmine Anastasia.
Ooh, thank you to Megan Pattinson.
Ow. Thank you to Cassandra O'Shea.
O'Shea. Thank you to Katya Karp.
Pew pew. Thank you to Hope Castile.
Ooh, Castile. Thank you to Rachel Ashford.
Pew pew pew. Thank you to Maddie Facinelli.
Ooh. Thank you to Samara Rinaldi.
Pew pew pew. Thank you to Genevieve Morgan.
Ooh. Thank you to Tess Avery.
Ow ow. Thank you to Danielle Burke.
Ooh. Thank you to my mom, your mom, our mom, Kelly Beck.
Mom. Thank you to Sophia Salinger.
Ooh. Thank you to Lara Forty.
Pew pew. Thank you to Dan Zeklos.
Ooh. Thank you to Maria Swan.
Oh, ow. Thank you to India Peach.
Ooh. Thank you to Emily Ozera.
Pew pew pew. And last but certainly not least, thank you to Jaylene Ivishkov.
Ooh.
Ooh.
One thing I was thinking about too is, do you think that they're going to have Christian's aunt come?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Because, like, that was like a whole... It wasn't just for Christian. That was like a whole thing.
Right. That was the thing, too, I was thinking of when we had that Dimitri thing of him being like, yeah, my friend is now in the... or my friend's wife is in the communes now.
Lottery?
Kind of vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like sort of a parallel I was thinking, but it's not fully formed or accurate, but I was like, interesting, like what were like the relationships and stuff we're doing at this point. But I don't know.
When I first saw her, I thought it was going to be one of her sister, like one of his sisters,
Yeah.
and I almost lost it, but
Yeah.
that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Interesting. I have a fan fiction for you.
Ooh.
This is from the artist Hannah the Ghost.
Oh, amazing.
And it is titled, Just Like a Prayer, I'll Take You There.
I'm in.
And the summary of this is, Rose wants a challenge, someone to sate the need of her body. Dimitri is the perfect prey.
Amazing.
And this is all, there are no chapters. This is all just
Great.
loosey-goosey.
Love it.
All right. The heels of her boots clicked on the stone tiles, alerting him of Rose's presence. Dimitri didn't even have to turn around to know who arrived. Shoulders tense, blowing out the light on the wick. It wasn't her first time visiting him in the middle of the night. Dimitri cautiously turned, face guarded as he took in Rose's appearance. Her dress was tight, like another layer of skin with how it stretched, barely covering everything. Her leather jacket and black thigh highs covered the rest. The sliver of skin between the black stocking and red dress was tantalizing to others, but Dimitri kept his eyes firmly on her eyes. You came back, he stated, a hint of distress in his tone, voice strained. Rose sashayed the rest of the way to the front, fingertips brushing over the edges of the pews, following the carving in the wood. I thought I would give you another chance, she smirked, locking eyes with him. Don't you want to try to save my soul? He sighed, clasping his hands behind his back. You aren't here to hear my sermons, Rose. Sure I am. Rose lowered herself to the seat of the front pew, crossing her legs purposefully so that he would have seen a flash of underwear if he was looking. Tell me the one about the fires of hell again. I liked that one, she laughed. Red lips pulled into a smile that made many knees buckle. End scene.
Wow.
How does Hot Priest do ya?
How does that make you feel? Woo.
If Hot Priest does something for you, this has 4,000 words, and one of the tags in it is "I'm going to hell."
Hey,
so
listen, meet you there, bud.
Yep. I'll save you a seat.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, friends, take care of yourselves.
Yes.
Enjoy your week. Catch up on the past 3 episodes.
Yeah.
And until next week, as we say here in the Pacific Northwest,
Get bit.
And get whipped.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Into the Twilight is an Earbud Media production. You can follow us on Twitter at Into the Twilight or on TikTok at Into the Twilight Show. You can find me at Cody Corral on Twitter and Allie at Alexandria Does. And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Into the Twilight. We have merch, so much stuff. All those links are in the episode description. And make sure to rate and review us on your favorite podcast hosting platform. It really helps the show. Thanks. Bye.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media, audio for everyone.